Hey everyone, this is Jennifer. I am sitting down to update my planner, mostly my daily pages, and I thought I would do something a little bit different for this video. So I just sat down and planned and didn't do any talking, and I'm going back now and doing a voiceover. I thought it might just be fun to do a little bit of a real time plan with me and also just be able to talk to you guys without having to think and write at the same time, which can be hard for me unless I'm talking about what I'm writing specifically. So I did have one thing here to update on my monthly, and then I thought I would get my meal planning insert ready for this week. Guys, I am still horrible about meal planning, but I'm hoping that if I continue to do this, which is writing down things after the fact, that if I archive all of the inserts in a personal ring binder, that in the future I can just look back at the meals that we had, and maybe that would help me a little bit with actually planning out my meals in advance. To be honest with you, right now it's just a really busy time of year for us. So last night, everyone was kind of on their own. I had a sorority meeting, and my husband was home with my son, but he also had a taekwondo class to teach and then a taekwondo class to go to. So it was a fend for yourself situation, which unfortunately happens probably more than I want to admit. I also wanted to mark off my completed events here on my weekly. I do use bullet journal signifiers in my traveler's notebook, and an open circle indicates an event or an appointment. And then if that said event happens, I fill in the circle completely. If it's something that was canceled, I'll just put a line through the circle. I also realized that the nail appointment that I made yesterday for Thursday wasn't on my week view, and I wanted that there, so I went ahead and added that. And then in preparation for Sunday, I needed to make myself just a reminder here to ask the Sunday school teacher what lesson they ended on so that I can prep for the next week's lesson, as it will be my turn in the rotation to teach the littles for the next 2 weeks. And I'm just checking my weeklies a couple weeks ahead there to make sure I'm not missing anything. And then we're going to move to my daily pages. This is where the majority of my daily planning happens. I have been using the Crefective paper day on 2-page insert. I can link that for you in the description below. This was something that I talked about in my It's All in One notebook video, which, by the way, thank you guys so much. That video actually has almost 20,000 views as I'm filming this, and I'm really not sure what was different about that specific video, but it's by far my most viewed video ever on YouTube. Prior to that, it was like 7 years ago when Foxy Fix came out with ring-bound planners, if you remember that. I was lucky enough to receive one of their binders as kind of like a preview, and that video had 10,000 views, and that just blew my mind. So, small little YouTuber over here that I am extremely grateful for the 20,000 views. It's just mind-boggling to me. But anyway, I talked about these daily inserts in that video and how I liked that I could include all my notes, all my plans, all my content plans. I have room for work stuff if I want to list it here. I also use the right-hand side for both daily gratitude and memory keeping and journaling, which I'm hoping to expand on a little bit. I'm kind of getting in a routine with the journaling. I've never been huge on journaling before, but I might start using some prompts to help me out with that. I'm fairly good about including a daily gratitude. If I have a picture of the day, I'll write about that memory specifically. And I've kind of also been doing a lot of planner talk, which is hilarious to me. But like talking through the benefits and cons of certain systems. And so far, it's kept me out of personal rings because I just keep thinking about that for whatever reason. Really, it's because of who I follow on Instagram, and they are, fully into the personal ring setups right now, and it's so tempting for me to try that. But when I sit down and logically think about moving back to that type of system rather than this traveler's notebook, it just doesn't make sense for me to do that. So just having a place to kind of talk about all of that on paper and seeing it has definitely been helpful for me. While I'm on that topic of kind of planners, spending, what have you, it's not on these 2 pages, but I did add to my temporary lists a wish list page that I didn't purchase, which sounds so bizarre. It was a tip that I picked up from Sam. She's Sam Plans on YouTube. I think she said her grandma used to do this where she would write down purchases, like when she'd get a catalog, write down things that she wanted and then she never purchased them. That's what I'm doing. And it's really crazy how this works. It's probably, a mental thing. But now when I go back and look at that list of things that I wanted in the moment and didn't impulse purchase, there were a couple of things I really had to think about what they even were. And I think I have maybe 7 things on my list since January. I have not purchased any of them. There's only one thing on the list, which is a pair of new tennis shoes that I do plan on purchasing when it's in the budget for me, when I want to spend that money. So 1 out of 7 things, and I haven't even purchased that yet. I just highly recommend giving that a try. Now, I don't put things down on there like if I need deodorant or toothpaste or whatever. These are just things that I really don't need, but in the moment I see them and I'm like, oh, that would be nice to purchase. It has drastically reduced my impulse purchasing for personal, fun, unnecessary / planner items. Here I am just adding some decorative pieces to my daily pages. I tried that Hobo Weeks sticker and it's not quite large enough for what I was going for, so I put that back on the sheet. And I'm going back to my trusty and favorite way to add stickers to these pages, which is the Planner Kate journaling kits. This kit had this deco sheet included too that you could purchase, which I love houseplants. So I am putting those down, but typically I don't add a whole lot of decoration to my pages, but here and there sporadically, I do like looking back at some of these pages when they have more decorative stickers on the pages. I did have a comment on a few videos back saying that stickers were stupid and that if I wanted to use stickers, I should just get a coloring book. I politely disagree with that. I don't cover my pages in stickers, but I really do enjoy the look that they bring to the pages just for decoration. But also, like right now, I am writing out an event for tomorrow, and using a sticker definitely brings my attention to that. specific item when I open my planner. So I would say that I use stickers functionally, and that is very helpful for me personally and my brain and how it works for me. Which brings me to my next topic that I wanted to chat about, and that is my new Patreon account. I started that in January. Have gotten pretty serious about it in February. I only have one tier right now, which is $1 per month. But what I wanted from you guys today is ideas on exclusive Patreon YouTube videos. Do you think that that is a worthwhile, I don't know, is that something that you think you would pay for? Not just from me, but from other creators over on Patreon. Do you like exclusive videos? And if so, what would you like to see from me there? I put a poll up, which I think everyone can see. You don't have to be a paid member, you can be a free member. And it looked like most people wanted a mix of Erin Condren or Traveler's Notebook videos, which is pretty much my typical go-to for YouTube because those are the two planner systems that I use on the weekly and on the daily. But I am also open to other suggestions. I didn't know if people would be interested in like a live stream where we can chat openly, or if maybe you prefer this type of video where you have the footage, but you can just grab a drink and sit down and do like a voiceover. Speaking of beverages, side note here, I had to take a small little break. Our pizza was just delivered, so I got up to go pay for that and get that from the door, and I'm sitting back down to finish up here. So maybe these voiceovers like this seem a little discombobulated because I feel like I'm all over the place. But at the same time, it's kind of freeing to not have the pressure to talk as I am planning, and I can talk about more of a variety of things with you guys this way. So let me know what you think about the Patreon aspect and / exclusive videos over there. Back to the planning now. I am finishing up my daily pages with plans, and I am going to start moving over to the right-hand page, which is for the journaling, memory keeping / gratitude. And I love these torn washi pieces from Planner Kate's journaling kits. So I put one down there at the bottom, and then I'm going to make a little section for my daily gratitude. And for that, for the day, I had, if you can see there on the left, a day full of IEP meetings. I had 4 IEP meetings plus a team meeting in there to collaborate about a behavior plan / goals. And I'm just so thankful, one, for my job. I absolutely love being a special ed director, but on days like today, super thankful for my team members. They all bring their data to the table, and they all bring really good ideas and just genuinely want to help students. And I enjoy that collaborative process with them. Now, per my usual brain hopping here, I put down the sticker for the gratitude, and then I switched back over to the left-hand page. I wanted to make a note that my husband was home today. Sometimes we need to reference that for his sick time and missed time at work. And if he doesn't remember, I can look back through and find the information on these daily pages, which then led me to other things that I needed to add to my to-do list for this evening. I am home from work. It's about, 4:30, 5 o'clock Tuesday evening, and I marked off a lot of the tasks today at work, But of course, when I came home, I realized there were some things that I needed to knock out as well. And now I'm moving back to that gratitude section and just filling in there what we just talked about, which was my awesome work team. So I decided I'm going to speed you up here at this point because I've rambled on for probably 20 minutes now. And in average, I would say that's about how long it takes me in the evening to update my planner for the day and prep the next day's pages, which isn't too bad. I do get that question a lot. How much time do I spend in my planners / journal? And honestly, that's kind of hard for me to answer because literally my planner is out on my desk all day and I'm adding things, crossing things out, marking things off, migrating tasks. So, it's little snippets of 5 seconds here, 10 seconds there. But the majority of my journaling does happen in the evening. I don't typically do this portion during the workday. It's more of looking at the left-hand side where I have events, appointments, and to-do lists during the workday, and then the right-hand side, which is journaling and memory keeping. I tend to do that every evening, and I think that I needed to mention, which is what I started to mention earlier in the video, that adding the journaling to my planner where it's right there with my daily plans has made me very consistent in my journaling and memory keeping, more so than I've ever been in my entire life. So it has been working out to have everything in this one notebook. I have found that I am reaching for it every day, every night. I am consistent. All my habit trackers are up to date. My to-do lists are up to date. I'm not forgetting appointments. And that's the whole goal of a planner, right? So I don't know that I'll stay with everything in one notebook forever, but I think for in the here and now, having everything in the one notebook has kind of re-grounded me and made me more consistent with my planning, so that if I ever decide to split some of this stuff out, like a separate work planner or a separate journal, that I have those habits established already and they would carry over to separate notebooks. But we'll have to see. For the time being, I am really enjoying everything in this one planner. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. As always, I appreciate you being here, and I would also appreciate any feedback you have on this type of vlogging video versus my typical videos. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you back next time.